never gets old. It never gets old. I'm sorry. I want to see it again. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Dji Podcast. I'm glad you are here. We are going to be doing, I would be doing more of these, like talking about algorithm. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do a series on this type of stuff. I think it's time to give back and help people and stop people like Lav Mic and Bits of Brie from charging exorbitant amounts of money to show you what I'm going to show you for free. So I'm happy you guys are here. Welcome to the show. It's Kathy and I were just starting watching the Hillsong documentary, and it is crazy. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go take a look at it. So, I mean, that's why I'm doing this on a live, because you guys are going to have specific questions. I'm not a very good teacher. I mean, I can tell you what you need, but at the same time, I tend to just give information so fast because I'm just not a good teacher. I mean, I can show you what to do, and I'm a type of person who learns by watching. But anybody who has questions, I'm happy to answer your questions about how to start a YouTube channel, what equipment you're going to need to use, how you're going to, I'll teach you how to edit. Today I've got a video. I'll show you guys how I edit, because basically it's not as hard as you guys think. But what you have to understand about YouTube is content is king. In everything that we do, content is king. Content over everything. I mean, the analogy works really well with good musicians, right? You can have a piece of crap guitar like this Fender behind me, but my guitar player in my band, Brent, can make that thing sound like John Mayer's playing it, right? Because it's really about the content that comes off of it. You don't necessarily have to have the most expensive equipment to make good content at all. I mean, the way the world works right now, cameras are so cheap and you can do a lot with a little. I'm going to fix my light here. Sherry Thomas wants to start a trolling channel, which is fine. I'm all for helping anybody. But before I do this, you guys, I want you to promise me you're not going to use this knowledge for evil and start family vlogging. Gaming, crafting, yeah, that's pretty cool. Gaming is not something I do yet, and it's not really relatively that difficult, but I don't know. We'll see. No updates on Royalty Family, except for that video is getting lots of traction. So, anyway, so if for everybody who's wanting to start a YouTube channel, who wants to, Wolf, Sky, I'll teach you guys about this kind of stuff today. So what I'm going to do is give you the basics today. Starting from scratch, you guys know nothing. You have no money, or you have money or whatever. You don't have any equipment, that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you what you need to do right off the top. And I'm going to show you a couple of things you can buy. I don't have any like affiliate links or anything, so that's not what it's going to be about. And most of you are in America, so I'll use the Amazon.com link. But so anybody have any initial questions before I get started, just so I can know where to go? Because I'm going to show you if I were you, right? If I were you, what you should be buying right now. Some of the cheapest equipment you can use that still works really, really well. Okay. And then I'm going to show you, if you've got a little bit of money, like let's say you're a sugar mama, right? And you got some cash that you just want to use. I'll show you what to do. I will show you what program I use, and I'll teach you how to use it. Most DAWs, DAWs, digital audio workstations are the same. Okay. To the degree that I use them at, they all pretty much do the same. Cutting and splicing and moving. When it comes to YouTube videos, specifically commentary channels like I do, or any family vlogger or anybody who vlogs their life, it's just clips compiled onto a timeline. It's really easy. The best editing program is a toss-up between probably Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro, depending on what computer you use. yeah, I'm going to get you easy to use products, what mics to use, what you can do. Stephanie, your husband wants to do a YouTube channel. Awesome. Good, good, good. Intros, I'll show you how I do it. That's a little bit more of an advanced video, so maybe I'll save that for another video, but I'll show you quickly how I do it. Yeah, if you live by each paycheck, this might, I don't want people to assume that anybody can vlogging and doing YouTube isn't for everybody, okay? It's not cheap to do it properly, but anybody can do it. If you've got a phone, okay? If you've got a phone, you can do this. Okay? Everybody's got a phone. And basically most people have modern phones. I will talk about editing software, absolutely. You can get Premiere with an Adobe subscription, and if you know a student in your life, you can get a student discount on Adobe. Okay, so I think even if you have a student child, you can get their student discount, which is something like $30 a month. If you've already got equipment, that's cool. If you already have that kind of stuff, I'll show you how to do it. So my computer makes editing take forever. Yes, again, when it comes to editing, okay, unfortunately, the more powerful your computer and graphics card, the better off you're going to be. Okay, when I sit down, I'll do a video. I will do a video in about half an hour to 45 minutes, and then I'll edit for an hour. Just because I've been doing it for 15 years. None of you guys are going to be able to do that as fast as I can, but you can get faster. Will, we're going to school you today. Yeah, you can use your phone in iMovie, but I'm going to teach you guys what I do tonight because I don't use iMovie or anything like that. But the first thing everybody's going to want to know is what is your budget and what kind of camera should you buy? Because you cannot have a YouTube channel without a camera. The first step in any YouTube channel is a camera. Yeah, if you don't have Premiere Pro, it's fine. You can use any DAW, but I'm going to show you how to do what I do by using the tools that come in most DAWs, okay? If you've got a phone is fine. If you've got like iPhone 10 and above, you're fine. I don't have my, here, I'll be right back. Okay. So if you don't want to get a camera, everybody, that's fine. This is a tripod you can get on Amazon. This is like 15 bucks, okay? This is an iPhone holder or a phone holder. This is 5 bucks. Okay? That's all you need if you want to get started. You don't need to absolutely have everything. But that is a good place to start if you don't want. But today we're going to talk about equipment. Why is it being like that? Okay. Is one computer better than another? I tend to gravitate towards Mac, but no, it's about power. You can, as long as, it's cheaper to buy a Windows computer if you want more power, right? So if you want a very powerful computer, Windows is going to be cheaper. If you want, I just ordered the Mac Studio or something like that. It's not cheap, but it will make rendering and everything else. Like I will save hours and hours in rendering. So I'm buying a computer because time is money and I need these videos to go faster. I need to edit faster. I need to render faster and everything else. But if you're going for power, okay, Windows will always be cheaper. Can you vlog with a Canon Rebel T1 T1i? Yes. If your camera can film audio, you can do it. But I'm going to show you some cool. Do you need a certain camera? Okay, I'm going to show you guys what to get. So here's a couple options. Let me share this screen with you. This is Amazon.com, okay? And I'm going to show you guys, I helped a couple of vloggers with their equipment early in the game. I will not mention them because I don't want to. But I think I told them to get the DJI camera. I think it's the Osmo. Wait, DJI. camera. I think it was, yeah, DJI Pocket 2. Okay, here's a good start, guys. This is really cool because this DJI, although small and is about the size of this, okay, this is just my grippy thing. Oh, did you hear that? Dang. So a DJI Pocket 2 is about this big, okay, this, but it shoots 4K and it has a stabilizer. Okay. Just I can't add links, but I'll be lazy. So just write it down if you guys want to get what I'm telling you to get. This is a good starter camera. I mean, $347 isn't the cheapest thing you can get, but for portability, it's really good. Okay. It has, and I want to say it has, does it have what I think it has? Active track, which is your, it tracks your face. It fits in your pocket. It's got HDR video. Does it have an audio input though? That's the one thing. And you could put your phone on it like that for a monitor, which is pretty cool, right? Yeah, Rachel, that's a lot of people ask me what camera to get to, and I'll get to that for a second. The Canon M50. The Canon M50 is a win. This is a Canon M50. Good camera. I think, Tommy, you have one, don't you? Canon M50 is a winner. Every time. It's a good camera. But we're just going for a little bit cheaper right now, okay? So, yeah, Tommy's got the M50. So, okay, this is the DJI Pocket 2. Now, I don't know if this has a microphone input, though. I think the issue with this is that it doesn't have a microphone input. But it definitely has a good microphone on it. So, as you guys know from me, I love good audio. When I'm recording, my camera is recording me, and I'm recording my audio separately into a program. And I'll show you that program quickly. Here. So I'm recording my audio into what's called Reaper. Okay? You see that bouncing? So this is Reaper. Reaper is a digital audio workstation, and it is how I record. Yes, the Canon M50 has audio input. It has on its side, right here. Wait, does it? Does that have it? Wait, does the Canon? Oh, wait a minute. No, the Canon only has an audio, like a headphone out. That's actually news to me. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so this is called Reaper, but we'll get to that in a minute. So how I do, just going to show you guys how I do it first. So what I do is I record, and see if I can get into my, I'm going to drop this link here a second. Sorry. So we're just getting started, everybody. We're really buy a better mic with the M50. Yeah, the thing is with the M50, it doesn't record audio into the camera. There's no input, right? There's not an audio input. So it depends what you're doing. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how to do this type of channel, okay? A commentary YouTube channel. It's probably the best way to start this. Just trying to get in here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. This is going to be all echoey, probably. Can I do it this way? Okay. So, how do I do this? Anyway. So this is the camera that I'm filming with. Okay? My microphone goes into my interface, into my computer. Okay? There's my monitor, my other monitor, and my other monitor. Sorry. So my camera records me. I record the audio separately, and then I edit them together in Premiere. That's basically it. Anything you're hearing outside of my speakers is coming out of my speakers. Okay, does that make sense? You see the speakers? So that's why I have those speakers, because it's so loud. It needs to be there. Okay, I hope that helped. I only use my iPhone. I'm too tired to figure out my camera. Well, it's important to understand your camera too, because once you get a setup going, like once you get like a tripod on your desk or have a space you're going to edit, you shouldn't need to touch things too much. Best way to set up for a background is to do something like this, so you don't have to do a green screen or anything like that. Just a couple of shelves, put some stuff on it, get one of those lights, like the neon lights. They're really cheap. Yeah, we'll talk about content in a minute. So a good mic to record your audio is going to be this one, and I'll show you here. Excuse me. So let's go back. So if you guys are interested in getting started, something simple to start with is the DJI Pocket 2, okay? Write that down if you're looking for entry-level 4K video. This thing is awesome, okay? The mic you want to get, if you have a little bit of cash, I told Sloan to get this one, is the Shure Mv7. Sorry, that's 7. Is this microphone here. It's called the Shure Mv7. Here's a package deal, actually. Where'd it go? You jerk. It's the Shure Mv7. Okay, so this microphone here is basically this microphone, except it's a USB instead of an XLR cable, right? This one has an actual cable that comes out. Here, I'll zoom that out so you can see it. So this microphone actually has a cable that goes into my interface, that goes into a cloud lifter, and because it's just more pro. But the Mv7, this microphone is badass. It's basically this microphone, except it's not $20. Who said it's $20? It's $230. So if you guys can get, so yeah, we'll get that. Try to save your questions. I'll try to answer, but I have to, because this is why I'm so bad at teaching, because my brain is ADHD. Okay, so that Shure microphone is excellent. Okay, but if you type in podcast mic, okay, any of these microphones are going to be good. Any of them. The Rode Pod Mic Pro, this one, is a badass mic too. Okay, it's a little bit cheaper. It's $100. But any of these mics are good. Okay, like the one I'm using is $399 American. But microphones have gotten so good, it doesn't matter which one you go with. But Shure, I bank on Shure. Shure's good. I will always go to Shure. So I wanted to show you guys that. So, but the most important thing is treating your room. You see that? These are huge acoustic panels. They're huge. They're 8 feet long and they're 2.5 feet wide. They're all over this room. They're on the door. That red one is it. There's one right there. There's one behind the door. They are acoustic panels. Okay? Acoustic panels are worth more than gold in anybody's studio. Okay? You hear that? Oh, my thing's on here. So my suggestion to people who are going to do commentary, do a podcast inside of a room, is to treat your room with acoustic panels. Okay? Acoustic panels are really affordable. You can buy what's called, here, let me open it up for you guys. You could do it yourself. That's the best part, right? I think it's called Roxel. Here, hold on. HomeDepot.com. Yeah, so you've got an Mv7, so you know what you're talking about. Where is it? Rigid. Where is it? Man, maybe you can only get it in Canada. Okay, well, okay. So anyway, basically it's insulation wrapped in fabric. You don't have to buy expensive things. Yes, Target and Disney. The Mv7 is a USB microphone, so it plugs USB right into your computer. No puns in this chat, you guys. Get out of here. So Target and Disney, and that's another thing I'll show you, is when you plug your microphone into this program, I record my audio separately. So not only is the camera picking up my audio, but I'm recording into this. So I'll just press record. Check 1, 2. Welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about Jess Fam sliding down a slide. And it's really funny. Let's watch it. So I've got my audio recorded, right? But the trick to the trade here, and a lot of people won't show you this type of stuff, is the plugins that you use. Okay? So I know this is a little bit more advanced, but the plugin that I use, I purchase it. It's called a Cla Vocal Plugin. And this is what it looks like. Oops. Where'd it go? It's right here. So I have a specific setting that I use for my vocals, okay? And it makes it beautiful. And I EQ, and this is what my EQ for my voice looks like. Again, a little bit more advanced, but once you have something like this set for your vocals, you should need to do nothing else. You just leave that, and that's it. This is called an EQ. And I take away frequencies instead of adding frequencies. If you ever see an EQ and the frequencies are all bumped up like this and stuff like that, where is it? Like this? Your audio engineer does not know what he's doing. If you see frequencies doing like this, they suck. Okay? So that's, again, it's an advanced video and I can show you that. But basically, that's the video. Check 1, 2. Welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about Jess Fam sliding down. So, okay, I just wanted to show you that. Yes, I have an interface and a cloud lifter with this microphone. So if anybody's ever going to buy this microphone here, this is a Shure SM7B. It's about $400 American. You need to buy what's called a cloud lifter. Okay? A cloud lifter makes this microphone work better because it gives a boosted signal, a clean boosted signal. So I think Annie's got one of these. Anybody that's I've ever helped probably has one of these. So Target and Disney, a cloud lifter is a clean signal booster. Because the SM7B on its own is a really quiet microphone because it's a reference microphone, okay? It's pretty quiet. So you can jack the volume up on the M Audio or on your interface and it won't give you that much more volume. The cloud lifter makes it so it's boosted but doesn't have any hiss or anything like that. A cloud lifter is about $100. I will show you how to do this in a minute. So where are we at? So a camera, it can be anything, again, from your phone to a DSLR that you currently have. It can be, it can be your MacBook webcam. It can be a webcam in general. Like this webcam is like $150. It's a Logitech 1080p Logitech web. It's not amazing, but again, if you're gonna have good video, make sure you have an iPhone 10 Plus or some kind of DSLR or that thing that I showed you there. Another option would be for cameras would probably be, let me see here. Like just type in vlogging camera. Let's see what comes up. Because they're all happening right now. Don't ever buy anything like this. Okay, everybody? This like Chinese stuff that you see here, this stuff is not good. Name brand, especially in equipment, it does make a difference. It really does. Does what have a program on it? Yes, if you only have a laptop, if you only have a tablet, I mean, some tablets are so powerful you can edit inside them. Just use the onboard camera. Make sure your light is good. We'll get to that in a second. Okay? Yeah, don't take Bits of Bitch's course. Cleaning channel with Bits of Bitch and Mike as my inspiration. No, for real though. If you want to do a cleaning channel, I'll talk to you about that in a second. Just remind me, Backwoods Brit, and I'll show you guys how to do that, okay? It's quite simple, actually. Okay, the cloud with the other one for your sound mic. Okay, so the cloud lifter is super easy, Target and Disney. Okay, so what you do is the XLR out of this microphone into the input, the output of this into your soundboard. That's it. No batteries needed, nothing. Nothing. It just boosts the signal. It's really, really easy. If you guys get this equipment and you need some help, just holler. I don't have no problem doing a Zoom call with you or FaceTime or something like that, as long as you send me brownies. All right? If I give you one-on-one help, you're giving me something. Like I want treats, or I don't know, like I like brownies. Really good brownies, cookies. I'm saying I'll help you one-on-one, but you're paying in candy. Okay, so let's get back to the cameras here. So if you're going on vlogging cameras, what DJI Action, that's pretty cool, but it's $660. Guarantee you that's a badass camera. Anything DJI, I'd say yes. Okay. You do not need to do a soundboard, Will, if you already have a USB microphone. If you guys have a USB microphone, you don't need an interface, okay? You don't need it. If you are using a microphone with an XLR output, then you need an interface, okay? Yeah, Android phones are, again, any phone in the last 3 years is going to be, do not get a 32 channel board. Any phone within the last 3 years is going to be good enough for vlogging. But hear me out. Don't use the front-facing camera, okay? Use the rear-facing camera. Okay, that's, please. Okay, ASMR is a different world, and that's expensive. But let's get back to this for a second. Okay, so also consider the case. If you're looking for a camera under $500, you're talking DJI Pocket 2. I'm trying to think what else you can get. Under $500. Jeez. It's not much, everybody. There's not much you can get under $500. Unless you go used. In that case, I tell people to go find a Canon M50 used. No, you're not allowed to take this advice to use it for exploiting kids. What's a good autofocus sit-down computer? You have to rephrase that question because I don't know what that means. How do we start a police community YouTube channel that's like a podcast? If you're just doing audio, then invest your money into a microphone and treat the room that you're sitting in. Treat it. So the autofocus on that DJI Target and Disney is good. It's got face autofocus. If you guys want to go expensive and you want to get something good, the Sony a6000 is pretty good. Anything kind of like in the past couple of years will be good enough. Canon PowerShot's pretty good. Yep. Okay, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything out there that's really good under 500. And it's not, you're not going to find something really good under 500. That Dji Pocket 2 is good under 500. Not amazing, but good enough for everybody. If you've seen me do videos with Jordan and McKay, that's the camera that they have. Stephanie, if you're doing audio and video and bringing people, then you're talking multiple microphones, wide angle lenses. You're getting expensive, very expensive. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do this in a second. So let's talk equipment. Keep talking equipment for a second. So you need something to film yourself. A lot of people already have good, decent phones. A lot of phones in the past 3 years have really good microphones on them as well. Okay? If you don't have a microphone and you want to do something on your phone, I would suggest getting something like, hold on a second here. This. A smartphone lav mic. And I use Comica because it's pretty cheap, but also excellent. So this is a Comica lav microphone, right? So I don't know if you can see this. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get lost. This is the receiver. This part goes into your phone. These are microphones. These send signal to your receiver. The receiver puts the signal into your phone. For podcasting, you need a good microphone. You need a broadcast quality microphone in a treated space. So if you've got a bedroom that's carpeted, as long as there's no echo in your room, you'll be good. A Shure Mv7 is just fine for podcasting. A pod mic that I showed earlier in the show was $99, also incredible for podcasting. Newegg is awesome for this stuff. Okay, so this is a lav mic. So anybody who's doing a channel where you want to talk to the camera, either it's your phone or your camera, okay, and you want to be wireless, this is what I would get. I would even use this in a studio. It's $289. It gives you 2 microphones, so if you've got a guest, no problem. I would not use this for podcasting, okay? And yes, it's compatible to Android and iPhone. Okay, so that's what a lav mic. If you ever hear me say lav microphone, that's what I'm talking about. So a lav microphone is wireless. Two kinds of lavs. Ouch. Ow, that really hurt. That's the Comica. Can you see that? I don't know. Jeez. And this is a Rode. This is kind of an old school one, but this thing is a badass lav microphone. So there's big ones and there's small ones. Okay. All right. Also, this would work too. This is a shotgun microphone by Rode. Okay. It sits on top of your camera inside the hot shoe like this. Okay. And this is a dead cat. This is just cuts wind and stuff like that. It's literally called a dead cat. I kid you not. So that goes in there. Then you put your dead cat on or some kind of sleeve on it. And that is also a microphone that will work. Okay? That microphone. Any microphone that you can get that's like a wide dynamic mic that's like that will work as well. this is what I use for my expensive mic. This is a shotgun microphone. It's badass, but that's for another day. It's not a muff. It's called a dead cat. It's not called a muff. I mean, it muffles, but it's not a muff. Dead cat. Okay. So, any questions so far where we're at? Because again, you're not going to get anywhere without a camera, and you're not going to get anywhere with good audio without a microphone. But again, don't forget that iPhones like this one or newer Androids, like Huawei's and stuff like that, have really good microphones on them. And if you can get close enough to the microphone in a room that's not echoey, you should be fine. The farther you get away from your microphone, the crappier the audio is going to be, because you've got to turn it up later. So if you're standing far away from your mic, it's not going to pick you up. Unless you talk really loud. Otherwise, it's not going to be that way. The closer you can get to your microphone, the better audio you're going to have. If I'm doing a podcast, this is where I live on this microphone. Hey everybody, welcome to Dji Pocket Podcast. I'm so glad you guys are here today. Thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about Jess Fam going down a slide, and it's going to be really cool. I'm like I'm making out with this microphone when I'm doing an audio podcast. When I'm doing my video podcast, theirs good because I'm using plugins and stuff like that. I did not talk about lighting yet, and I will. See if I have any that I can show you. Okay, I'll show you on this. All right. Oh, there's no echo. Okay, so in order to see what it is, these are the lights that I'm talking about. Can you see these behind me here? Okay. I have one light right there. One. These lights are really cheap, okay? And they do everything I need to do. Like, Alexa, studio lights off. Watch this. Alexa, studio lights off.
Okay.
See? That's without light. So when you have good light, it's everything. Alexa, ceiling lights off.
Okay.
Okay? Alexa, studio lights on.
Okay.
Look at that light. That's one light. Alexa, ceiling lights on.
Okay.
Okay? I'll exit. Okay. I use this light because it's really cheap and it does everything I need it to do. You don't need a ring light. You can get them, but you don't need them. This light is cheap. Okay? P-popper, you don't necessarily need a P-popper unless you're using, like, I mean, you don't need P-poppers anymore, specifically when you have these things on it. I mean, I have one somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But P-poppers are more for, like, doing, like, studio vocals for, like, vocals and stuff, like singing. So you don't need a P-popper, especially if you have these things on here on the mics. Do you have to bring your own haters, or does that come naturally? Haters will just come, and you'll get them from day one. That's just part of the process. And the more you have, the more successful you are. It's true. Ring lights are garbage. So this might, see if I can, I'm going to see if I can find you this light in the American Amazon, but I don't know if they exist. Honestly, I don't. I think they're called LED garage lights. Like, it's really hard to find these things in America. What is the name of them, though? Here they are. Yes! Excellent. So here's what I would suggest to everybody. A pack of 6 Barina LED lights. You don't even need 6 of them, but they're only $60. And I have 4 above my head, 1 over there, and 1 in the front. Okay? These freaking lights are amazing and cheap. And if you got a couple extra, give them to your husband. And they're amazing to like light up your garage or something like your basement. They take almost zero power because they're LED. They last forever, and they already have a softened like thing on it, so it gives you that soft glow. Right? There are people who have YouTube channels who are really, really shiny because they use just like blaring light and they look shiny. These lights have a diffuser. Like you can see a little shiny in my forehead, right? But they diffuse to my skin. That is my lighting source. That's it. One of these lights. Yeah, again, I've learned the hard way. I've got ring lights too that I take on the road with me, so I will use them, but I take them on the road. It's a natural looking light. Again, it's a cross instead of a circle, so it hits me all the way above, and it doubles as like a, a lightsaber. So if anybody's wondering what to get, I swear by these lights. Write this down. Barrina, B-A-R-R-I-N-A, LED T5 integrated single fixture, 4 foot, 6500K. That's important because that's the temperature of the light you want. That's white. 5500, 4500, you're starting to get a little bit yellow, right? This is a 20 watt light, and this thing is insanely bright. Okay? There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Yep. Just buy these lights, guys. They are the cheapest and best, in my opinion. I mean, they're not the best, but for what I do, for anybody, these lights will be fine. I rest them on top of my monitors too, so you don't even need to mount them anywhere. You can rest them on a mic stand or on one of these types of stands. If you can get a couple of these, are really cheap. You can rest them on those. So those are, I swear by those lights. I tell everybody to buy those lights. Okay. Okay. So you're sitting down, you've got your content idea. You're going to be doing murder and makeup, right? You can talk about murder cases while you're doing your makeup. If you're doing makeup, make sure you have a diffuser on your light. Okay. Diffusers can come in all different things. They come in, they're fabric-y, or they're just a white thing that diffuses the light. Again, like there's YouTubers out there who are so shiny, they look ridiculous. And all they have to do is have a diffuser on their face and it will look natural. Okay? If you found a $30 camera and it works, good. Again, it's really, the content is, again, I said that about this guitar behind me. This is a piece of crap guitar, right? But if my guitar player plays this thing, it's going to sound good. If your content is good, your lighting is good, and your audio is good, your camera does not need to be $100, $300, $400, $500, or thousands of dollars at all. Lighting matters, audio matters more than video does, because anybody can get good video out of anything. A GoPro has good video. Okay? Okay, so we're there, right? You've got your camera set up. You've got your content you want to talk about. You've either got a microphone or you're using the built-in microphone on your camera. Okay? If you're doing what I do, though, you're pressing record while you're pressing record. Okay? While I'm also screen recording the screen. Does that make sense to everybody? So I've got what's called Ice Cream Screen Recorder. I pay for it. It's like, I don't know, it's not much. But I use a screen recorder to actually record the screen that I'm reacting to. So if I've got a video of Maya Night up or something like that, I'm going to be pausing it, right? And I want the screen recorder to capture all of the things that I'm doing when I'm pausing, I'm talking. If I pause it, I start talking. That screen record, I'm going to put on the timeline as well. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Okay. So I'm pressing record on my audio, record on my camera, and record on my screen recorder around the exact same time. So my screen recorder has a 3-second delay, a countdown. So it's going 3, 2, 1. By the time it gets to 1, I'm pressing record on the camera and I'm pressing record on my DAW. Okay. Best SD cards to use. Good question, actually. I like these Kingston ones. You can see that. Kingston, anything V, I don't know if you can see that. V30 U3, okay? 10 speed. You see that 10 that's circled there? You see the V30 and the little next to the I, you see under, it's like a U with a 3 in it. Okay, make sure that your SD card has a 3 in it, and it's a 10 series card, especially if you're filming high, 1080p 4K. So, I mean, anything SanDisk makes either. Let me see if I have one here. I like Kingston myself because it has high, but anything SanDisk like this. Holy. SanDisk makes good cards. Okay. It matters. Don't buy cheap cards, though. Don't ever buy cheap cards. Do not, if you're going to skip on money, don't skip on money on cards. And get multiple cards. All right. So we're there, right? We've recorded something, and you've recorded your audio separately. And so now I'm going to teach you guys how I edit. Okay? This is a secret. I film directly to my camera with an SD card. Some people will film from their camera to OBS, which is fine. It works too. But I like to have that card just in case something happens, because if it doesn't work, I have it. External storage, I use things like this, Lacey's, or I really like these. So you get these little, you can buy these little cards. I'll show you one. They kind of go in here. You can't really see it, but they're ones that go inside motherboards, and they're really cheap, and you can make your own like terabyte hard drives. But anything USB-C is going to be fast enough. I think Kingston might be a Canadian brand, but I swear by Kingston. I only use Kingston cards. Okay. External storage doesn't really matter. Any hard drive you buy now from this point going forward is going to be fast enough. Hard drives are a dime a dozen. They're all pretty decent. But if you're doing lots of video, like I'm doing every piece of video I do, and I'll show you my process here. My videos are like 15 to 25 gigs a piece. That's a big file. So I'm going to show you how I do this. I've got Tuesday's video already recorded. It's a Maya night video. So let me see if I can show you how it's done. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to put this up here so I can show you guys. What did you post? If you want to get into content and how to do all that speaking stuff, I'm not sure I can teach you that, but I'll show you how to edit it because I babble all the time. Tom, if you do one more of those, you're dead. No problem. I'm happy to help everybody. Okay. As long as you're not using this for evil. Here's how we do this. So I'm gonna open up, let me see. Here we go. Okay. This is Premiere Pro, everybody. Okay. Get rid of this so you can see it. And you just do a new project. You find the folder. Boom, 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 boom. My update 2. Find your folder, put it in there, call it Maya in this case. Okay, so we've got, you guys can't see the other screen, but I've got 2 screens going, okay? On this other side is my major screen, so I can be editing, so I can see my screen on the other side. I'll probably put it back so you can see it. Let's do it now. Okay, so in Premiere Pro, here's how I do this. double click in here. You're going to bring open your thing. My update 2. We've got, oh, is that not there? Hold on, give me a second. I got to find it. Give me a second. Where did I do with it? Okay. Okay. All right, so I've got my 3 files, okay? Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that very well. So my clip here, I will drop on my timeline. Okay, you see how I did that? Okay, this has 4 audio channels because my camera records 4 audio channels. 4 channels. That's why you see that. Most of you will not have that. You'll have 1 video file, right? And then you'll have 1 audio file. But because I record my audio file separately, I'm going to drag my audio file underneath so it lands right there. Okay? Then I'm going to take my screen record and I'm going to put it onto the edge of the side just because in Adobe Premiere Pro, if you put your file over top of another file, it will delete it. Right? So if I did this, watch. If I did this and then moved it, it deletes all this underneath here. So don't do that. So I drag it over top. So I have 3 files now. All these files have an audio with them, okay? And that is how I align them. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Drag this up. I'm going to expand this down. Okay, so this is where this is where practice is coming. You need to zoom in on the audio file where you can see where they sort of align. And that's why I try to press record around the same time on all these files. So the peaks and valleys all line up. So I'm going to take this peak here and I'm going to drag this peak over until it lines up with this one and this one over until it lines up. Okay. It's pretty close. I see how close they are now. Now what I'm going to do is I know the green one is my main file. I know this is the audio I want to use. So what I'll do is I'll drag this up to the top so that these are the 3 files I'm going to use. In Premiere Pro, you right click on the video track and you unlink it. Right click on this video track and you unlink it. Then you can delete these other audio tracks. Then zoom out, right? And then I highlight all 3 tracks, right click, and I link. Now I have my file. Okay, I know that's not the easiest thing to do, and I've done it a million times, so it's easy for me. So, but that's how I get all my file, all linked up, all audio. Because I record out of my speakers, it gets recorded into my main file. Because it's so loud, it's like they're sitting next to me when they're talking. So it bleeds into my microphone. I use the bleed of the microphone, if that helps. Okay, so now that we have that, here's what I do next. I find my music that I'm going to use, and in this case, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll just use Ace McDouche. Is there a song in here? Yeah, yes, here's a song. So I get my song from my program, which I use. Epidemic Sounds is where I get my music from. It's like you got to pay $15 a month. Okay. And I'll drag my sound over here. Okay. So here's how I do this. I hit home, I zoom in, I start the song. One, two, three, four. I'll stop it on the 1. I'll cut it. I'll drag the volume down of the track. right? And then I'll bring my video and audio file over, okay? And I'll cut it here just because I know that's where it's starting. And then I'll drag it over top of that track. But here's what I do too. Here's a trick. On the track above, the video track above, I will blanket. So I'll cut that little eyeball and then I'll drag these two up so that what's coming through, and you can see that here, is just me, right? Watch. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about Maya Night. One of my most recent okay? That's it. Honestly, that's really it. Now I'm just cutting. Okay, does anybody have any questions up to this point? This works with voiceovers depending on how you do the voiceover. So if you're doing, doing that type of work, like documentary style stuff, is different. You always do your voiceover first, drop your voiceover on the timeline, and then you add visuals to your voiceover, right? So you have your thing lined up, and then you drop visuals over top of it. Okay, but I want to show you guys how to do this. This is one of the most important things we can do here. When you're cutting, this is any DAW that does this, any DAW. And remember what DAW means: digital audio workstation, or DVW, digital video workstation. In my case, I get my razor blade tool and I cut it. And let's say I didn't want this space here. I'll cut it here. And in Premiere Pro, all I have to do is drag that over and that's it. Watch. Maya Night, one of my most recent forays into this exploitation world is TikTok. Right? And I say I stopped there and I didn't want all that stuff. I'll cut it way back to here. And sometimes you can just select it and hit Shift Delete and it drags it for you. This is it, guys. That's how you edit. I kid you not. That's it. You cut out the parts you don't want, drag the other parts back to it. So it just cut. Some people cut more than others. Like, I make fun of family vloggers who do it all the time. They cut literal phrases and like one word and they'll cut it. That's fine. Whatever works for you. Okay. I tend to try not to do that as much. So I'll try to have a big thought. Sometimes I have minutes and minutes where I don't have to make any cuts, but that might not be you. But that's it. You cut and it's called splicing. Take the middle part out, put the part back. That's it. That is honestly, when it comes to editing, every editing program does that. Even ones on the iPhone or on the iPad or any tablet. It is easy. Target isn't. It is easy. It's just not easy to get really fast at it. Wondershare Filmora is a great beginner video. It's very affordable, and it's the same thing. If any digital audio workstation, or video workstation, the only thing you really need to know is how do you cut it and how do you splice. So you cut, splice. That's it. You don't need to be getting into like zooming and all that stuff yet. That will come later. But there are so many tutorials online. It does go together smoothly depending on what you're doing in the video. If you're going here talking like this, and then in this cut that you're doing, you're over here, it's not going to look good. And they do that all the time. When I'm doing commentary, I'm basically centering myself into the lens. So if I do move, sometimes I will be over here, or my arm will be up. But generally, you try to want to make sure that you're in the same zone. You get used to that. If you stutter while you talk, nervously or not, it just depends on how you want to deal with that. But again, practice makes perfect. So if you're stuttering because you're confused about something or you can't get something out, it's okay. Take a breath, redo the line. Okay, you can go forever. And while you're editing, you're going to remember that part. Oh, I remember I did this line like 45 times. I'm going to scroll past. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. I'm going to cut it out, right? Never forget that in video, especially on YouTube and everything else, it's so forgivable. The fact that, who's the one main guy that started doing this all the time? He's a pretty big YouTuber. Dang, I keep forgetting his name. But he cuts like all the time. If you mess up while recording, is it easier to start the clip over or start from where you messed up? I start from where I messed up. So I'll be saying, hey, Maya and I did this thing and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, oh, I wanted to say it differently. And I'll start from that last thought. I just get good at that. I know where I left off and I'll start the thought again. I won't redo the clip. There's no reason to redo the clip. If you messed up a phrase or a word or a sentence, just redo the phrase, the word, or the sentence. Start from that point and go onward, right? I got a new Galaxy phone and a link to Windows. Perfect. Galaxy phones are amazing. So again, when you are filming, if you've got a big enough space, use the back camera. Don't use the front camera. Don't. If you need to see yourself, put a mirror behind it. Okay, if you've got a big enough space behind your desk, put a mirror there, and the mirror helps you look at yourself too. If you need to see the video, so for me, I've got OBS up on the other screen, so I can see myself. You often see me catch and see if I got like something in my beard or whatever, right? I've got OBS up as my monitor, so I can see it. Some vlogging cameras, like this M50, do this. Right? So when you're watching it, the screen's here, you can see it. That's a monitor. Okay? Yeah, this is cool. Cassandra's got a good point. Another way to help splicing, not too jumpy, is zooming in on some of the shots. So this is a really good way to do that. If you do a lot of cuts, a cool way of doing it, so you don't want it to sound like, if you don't want to sound like you made a mistake, you zoom in a little bit on the footage and do a cut like it's a natural cut, right? You'll see a lot of interview documentary style films where they have dual cameras. So they got one in the front, one on the side. Sometimes they'll switch to the side camera because they made an edit, but you don't know that. You just think it's a continuous film because they're making a movement and they're changing the frame. So again, I know that that's a rudimentary stuff, but any DAW, any DVW works. I use Reaper because it's like $60, but you can use Audacity. Audacity is a free program. It records your audio separately. But again, if you don't want to record your audio separately, get yourself a decent microphone and record right into your camera and get a good plugin. Learn how to EQ your voice. So if you guys have got to the point where you're ready to EQ your voice and you need help, holler, I will help you. Okay? Once your EQ is done on your voice, you should be able to save that setting in the program you're using and never have to change it again, because your voice often won't change enough to make a difference. But EQ matters. EQ is everything. Is there a way to find out where you want to cut without watching the whole thing? Unfortunately, no. I mean, yes and no. You'll get to the point, if you edit a lot, like I edit sometimes 2 videos, 3 videos a day, I'm so good at it that I can see the audio form of where I start next. But that's just, again, that's 15 years of editing. So you might get fast or not, but I can see visually the audio bumps. Like, see these little peaks and valleys here, right? So let's say I made a mistake here. I know that here is where I want to start next because I can see that valley, right? You get used to looking at this like a language. You can see where you're saying something. If you've made a mistake and you know, you can zoom out and just go way over. That just comes with practice. But yes, there is a way to do it. You just have to get really good at reading peaks and valleys. But the best way to get going is to watch your content anyway. If you didn't like the way you said something, I mean, it's I can count on one finger or 2 fingers how many times I've had to go back and re-record a part because I'm not doing it. Once I'm in editing mode, I'm not turning that camera back on. Okay, so for me, if it's not there, I didn't get it. Too bad. It's so much work to do that. I don't want to add to my flow. Okay, so again, when you guys get to the point, Canada's going to World Cup, Tommy? Yeah! Nice. So if you guys get to the point where you're ready to start editing, holler at me. If I've got some time, I will sit down with you and I'll show you how to EQ and get you going, okay? If you want to do a channel like cleaning channel or whatever, okay? The best way to do a cleaning channel, because it's the easiest one to do. If you have a Rebel T1i, I would shoot with the Rebel depends on what kind of content you're shooting, but I would film with a DSLR over a phone any day, by the way. Anyway, so the way to do a cleaning channel or any type of channel where you're doing something that's like time-lapsing, trying to speed it up or whatever, is always to plant your camera in a spot and press record. It's really, really easy, okay? This is a perfect tool. This is a Joby. This is a Joby, like it can attach to things. It can turn into a tripod. You'll see a lot of vloggers do this. It could be like a handheld. You can hold it up and be like, welcome to Ace Family. Right? That's a really good one. Okay? Don't forget, like Sherry says, to wear something skimpy, see-through while you're cleaning. Very important. Absolutely important. Lululemons, whatever. Okay? But you get your tripod, right? Anywhere your tripod is. Okay? Your tripod can be big, can be small, can be on a tabletop, whatever. You set your camera up on the tripod. You frame it properly. Okay? You record yourself cleaning. That's it. You get into Premiere or your DVW and you just speed it up. Then you can do voiceovers over top of it, whatever. The trick to good ASMR style cleaning or, you know, before and after stuff is to not move your camera, is to frame it properly. But when you're done a big thing, like let's say you're cleaning your kitchen, but then you want to zoom in on the like let's say the sink, then you bring it in, but don't touch it after that. Don't touch your camera. I cannot. Sorry, Carrie. Just holler at me later or watch it. Okay, so Isabel, you need more subscribers. What can you do to get more? I do Disneyland adventures as a family. The best way to get more subscribers is to, and again, I'm not sure I know the answer to this, but I can tell you what's worked for me. That is consistent content. Okay? And I'm not sure how consistent you can get with Disney content. I'm doing a reaction channel. Is it best to record your screen or download the video? Download the video, right? You need 2 monitors for this, by the way. Because you want one monitor to show your face and one to show the video. You get a screen recording app like Ice Cream Sandwich, or if you have a Mac, you can use QuickTime. You screen record you watching that video. So when you pause it, it's recording you pausing it. So when you put that file over top of your other one, it's all set for you. You don't have to do any cut. It's all aligned. It's perfect. So always screen record if you're doing a reaction. Okay. What's a good microphone to plug into a Rebel is like these ones here, these Rode video mics. Okay. It sits on your hot shoe or your cold shoe. And then these ones, they're nice. Or get a Lav microphone. I also want an ice cream sandwich. But that's the app I use. Okay. Someone had another question. All right. Wanted to ask questions. What's the easiest way to make sure you don't get a copyright? Also, what's the best way to get more traction on content that centers around reviewing shows? Again, consistent content is key. Having quality content is key. Communicating is key. So in order to avoid copyright strikes, good luck if you're going to be doing like real movies and TV shows. Good luck. You're going to get copyright striked every time. The way to avoid copyright strikes is to fight them. To fight them, you have to go into the back end of YouTube and you have to say, you know, this is a reactionary commentary. It's fair use and likely you'll win. That is like advanced level YouTube stuff. That's what I do with personal. If I'm teaching someone YouTube on personal level, we're getting into the deep weeds of stuff. That stuff, that information is not easy. That's the stuff I don't give away for free because I don't want my enemies to have it. So Vic, this is how I edit the video I'm reacting to. So on my left screen, I hope I can make this sound easy because I think I'm making it sound more difficult than it is. Okay. I've got 3 monitors in front of me. You don't need 3, but you need 2. Okay. So if you have a laptop, just get an external monitor. You need 2 monitors. On my left monitor, I turn the video on. So I download the video from the YouTuber. So in order to download a YouTube's video, you go to the YouTube channel and you type PP right after the word YouTube before the .com and you download the video. That's it. Okay. I download their video. Once I have their video, I play the video here on this screen. At the same time, my camera is recording and my microphone is recording. and I'm using a screen recorder to record that screen, which is also capturing my audio. Okay? Very important. So all three things are recording at once. When I press pause on that video to make fun of them or whatever, okay, it's recording that movement. So I put that reaction video over top of my other video and I shrink the screen. Like, let me see if I can show you how to do that real quick. Here, look. So here's where it is. So there is the screen of Maya, right? So what I'll do is I'll shrink her screen down. Okay. I'll put it here. I'll put me over here. And it's linked. It is linked. So now all I have to do is make my cuts on this stuff and it just works together because I've recorded it all together. Okay? That's what I do. It's that simple. Does that make sense? So I'm putting the other video on my left side, and it, because I recorded it at the same time I'm doing everything, it will all sync up as long as I've synced it up properly on the timeline. That's how you do reactionary. And I'm surprised that more people don't do it that way, because when I first started doing reaction commentary, I didn't know to do that. Okay? I mean, I would spend 5 hours editing a video. That's Adobe Premiere Pro, yes. I would spend 5 hours editing a video. Once I learned to screen record, it cut that down to an hour. I kid you not. That's how reactionary works. You have to record your reaction and what you're doing, the pausing, because it makes your life easy. Sometimes early in the game, I forgot to press record on the screen recorder, and I almost didn't want to put the video because that's how much extra work it adds for you. Okay? So that's the easiest way. I mean, I know this doesn't sound easy, and it's better if I could show you how to do it, but basically it's very, very, very simple. Screen record your camera, record your mic, all at the same time, and then align them with the audio later. Delete everything but your master audio channel, and then link them. Does that work? Does that help? A lot of people were talking about, how do I grow subscribers? How do I do that type of thing? Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. It's going to matter what type of content you have. It's going to matter how engaging you are. Okay? It's going to matter your personality. It's going to matter how good it looks, how good your audio sounds. I've seen some channels out there that I'm like, how do you have this many followers? But, I mean, you're going to get followers. You will. You absolutely will. But I think the most important thing to YouTube's algorithm is consistent quality content. I don't know why she wears yellow. It's just silly. So I'm trying to understand this question, Target. So what about with green screen? Would it be good to put you in the corner or move you to the side on edit? Are you saying, I'm not sure what you're saying. Like I do some green screen stuff. It's not in here. I have put it away. But green screen gets a little bit more difficult. You're talking about keying and everything else. And keying is a pain in your vag. If you don't know how to key properly, if you don't have your green screen lit, it's like sand in your vag. The worst thing that could ever happen to you. Okay? I don't use a green screen because I just push my screen to the side, right? My back wall is already black. So when I move my thing to the side, it's black here. It's black here, right? So it doesn't really, you can't really tell. But if you have a white wall back here and this is black, you'll notice a stark difference. I mean, it's the gym. It's these new shirts my wife got me, Tommy. They button up and they button down. They're pretty hot. Not gonna lie. No, my ex-pastor series, it got some traction, but it's Micah. 100%. I owe all this to Micah. Again, one of the things on YouTube that's important, and this is kind of insider information and everybody knows it. When you hit on a topic that is hot, the algorithm loves it. Okay? So I just did a video on the royalty family. That video has 135,000 hits. That is the biggest video I've done next to the Jess Fam Janelle video, which has 175,000. Okay? Those are algorithm hits. So whatever happened, that was being shared. The YouTube algorithm liked it. No, Tom, that's up to you. Yeah, I'm actually talking with the guy from the royalty family. Speaking of the royalty family, we're going to try this, I think, tomorrow. We're going to sit down and we're going to flag some of the earlier videos and see what happens. So a lot of people are wondering how to grow. I got to keep coming back to this, everybody. Consistent content. If you have the capacity to do 3 videos a week, make sure you do 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every week. You will see consistent growth. How do I move the screen over? Let me show you. Okay, inside of Premiere Pro. Here, let me back it up. Inside of Premiere Pro, you can see my videos here, okay? They're stacked. It's layered. I will select the top screen here in my preview window, okay? And I will move it. I'll double click it and I will resize it, right? Super easy. Double click it again to move it. And then I'll double click me and I'll move me. It works in layers. That's it. That's how easy that is. Super, super easy. I'm working on my story now. I've got some family I need to talk to, so. My wife doesn't watch the YouTube channel. I'm not gonna lie. She's too busy with school. She likes it. Sometimes we'll sit down and we'll talk about some things. But yeah, in order to manipulate YouTube, I say manipulate for lack of a better term, but in order to utilize YouTube's algorithm, tags matter. Tags are a really, really, really important thing. There's a bunch of programs you can get that help you increase your YouTube IQ points. So, I'll answer this question in a second. But the algorithm, once you figure out a good formula, that formula should help you grow. It absolutely should. And again, that's kind of more in-depth information. Answer question here. How do you handle the screen record alongside when you need to redo a sentence to keep it still aligned? The screen record is recording at the same time everything else is recording. It doesn't stop recording. So if I've messed up, everything is capturing everything at the same time. So I just cut it all at once and it's cutting it all at the same time anyway. So it's all in sequence. Do you think we should niche down or feel free to do different content? Like Monday we do this. Yeah. You know what I'm finding that niching is, better. I could be wrong. I think once you grow to a bigger degree, it doesn't really matter. But at first I would niche. Absolutely. Tagging is simple. It's in the back end of YouTube. There's a little space. You put all your tags in. You separate them by commas. So that's it. I mean, that is the basic gist of how you do channel. I think a lot of people think it's more difficult than it is, but I promise you this. If Love Meg and Bits of Brie and all these people can do channels, you can do a channel. It's really easy. My niche is anti-family vlogging. With a hit of, anti-church and like exposing culture. My church videos tend to do pretty well, but my anti-family vlogger content is the king on my channel. It gets me the most views. It's my mission anyway, so I'm glad it does. But that's what gets it. And I think that's what helps me be in the algorithm. So if I'm tagging a channel, if I'm hashtagging a channel, if someone's watching Jess Fam or whatever the case may be, I will likely show up in the next video because I'm tagging them. So YouTube will tell me that people who watch me also watch people like Jess Fam or what's the one that really surprises me? Or they'll watch Annie 10 to Life. I can see who watches videos, who watch my videos. But again, I think what really, really helps a channel grow is consistent uploading. I can't say it enough, everybody. Consistent uploading. Oh, the creepy makeup baby. Everly made this for me one day. She's like, look what I did, Dad. And I was like, yeah, it's sweet. And so that's where creepy makeup baby came from. That's it. That's the story. People keep telling me that YouTube is dying and views are S, but I feel like people are still growing a ton. Again, I think what's happening is the family vlogging is on its way out just because people are sick of it and people are starting to catch on to exploitation. They don't like it. That's a big thing. There are certain channels that will always be big. Certain things will grow at certain times. I think you're seeing a lot of ASMR videos explode on YouTube, like people making like houses out of sand in the desert, or people doing jobs like really cool jobs like decorating cakes or baking cookies, or a guy crushing shit, or those types of videos like ASMR visual stuff. I'm actually starting to see in the algorithm a lot. Like I just watched a Korean bakery make a bunch of cakes. It was a 25-minute video, 11 million views. People are loving watching people who are good at what they do make things. That's big. That's the, yeah, I just touched on that. The upcoming niche is creative. People doing creative shit. Painting, doing things with their hands. Yeah, just doing things you normally wouldn't see. Like guys will, hey, today we're going to show you how we make a pylon or how we cut tires. Just things you've never seen before. How we recycle bottles. You're seeing things like how it's made. You remember that channel, How It's Made? Basically, it's what's going on YouTube right now. Yeah, Lav Mic's going to fail. That's for sure. Soap cutting is a big one. So I set my camera right in front of my face, eye level to the lens, about 1.5 feet from my face. But I also have a, what is this? A 12mm lens, so it's really wide. Cutting crystals. People, you've got guys digging for, doing metal detecting for gold. Those guys make more money than the gold they find. You're seeing, commentary will always survive on YouTube. Like, everybody wants commentary. Commentary is tale as old as time. Will never go out of style. If you've got an interesting way of bringing information, you will succeed on YouTube. Okay? If you've got common sense, or you're funny, or whatever the case may be, or you've got a really soothing voice or something like that, but you present the information, you know, in a different and unique way, you will grow on YouTube. Commentary will never die, ever. It's like news. It will not die. What will die is niched things like family vlogging. I think family vlogging is one of the big ones that's kind of dying off right now. You saw makeup tutorials sort of dying off. Like there's so much. Once it becomes so saturated, then it starts dying off. That's how it ebbs and flows. Commentary never dies for some reason. If you want to talk about tough content like politics and everything else, don't. That's my suggestion. Don't do it. I have a fear of being public. Did you ever face that concern when starting? No, because no, it doesn't bother me. If you want to do a channel where you're not seen with an avatar and stuff like that, no problem. That's very simple to do. You just put an avatar in. Really simple. What editing app do I use? I use Premiere Pro. Yeah, the videos of the men making swimming pools, waterfalls, that stuff's insane. But if you actually understood, how it went down, I think you guys would be disenfranchised, because I'm pretty sure they use slave labor. There's a TV above me that I was looking at. Mukbangs are dying out for sure. Absolutely. But you're getting into ASMR style things where you have people with oral microphones. And I say oral, A-U-R-A-L, where the microphone has ears on it and girls are like whispering into it, sexual. That stuff will always make money because there's always a bunch of creepy guys on the internet. I've been recognized a couple times. My fear is repetitiveness of cleaning the same thing all the time without redecorating constantly. Like the boring same holiday decorations going up each year. See, this is the issue with families like Lav Mic, Bits of Brie and everything. They have to do different because they already did the thing. So if you're going to get into a channel like that, you're going to be spending a lot of money on decorations. The idea is what's next, right? They're trying to show you what's hot, what's popping, what's next. You can't continue to do the same thing over and over again, which is why their channels really stagnated. So if you see the cleaning channels, Lav Mic, now that I've reached about 106,000 or whatever, I'm starting to realize those channels are stagnant for a long time. 500,000 is not nothing. 300,000 or 400,000 is not nothing, but they stagnated. They didn't grow past a certain thing because they didn't have better content. You can't. Like Sloan, if you look at what Sloan did, he pivoted to doing the Free Britney movement and it exploded his channel, right? But Sloan can cover in his commentary everything. Go back to stories from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, stories that are happening now, and you can do it all. That's why I like commentary, because there's so much of it. If you get nervous on videos, just practice. There's no pressure to put anything out. Practice. What if you know your niche is dark or not suitable for 18 or younger? Should there be a warning? Yes. And YouTube allows you to select 18 plus, but you will not be able to monetize it. So if you want to get into real crime and stuff like that, it's really hard to monetize that stuff. You're talking about people getting their heads cut off and stuff like that. You can't monetize it. YouTube will not monetize it. Abandoned places, amazing. If I could do abandoned places, I absolutely would do abandoned places. I wish, and maybe Mark and I will do it when I move back to Ottawa. Maybe Mark and I will start doing abandoned places because that's funny and scary. I do the dreaded mom content, not with my kids. I'm trying to get labeled as cleaning videos. Really just trying to have a fun place for myself and other bored moms. Yeah. I mean, niche it. If everybody's already doing that, you're not going to hit, you're not going to dent unless you're doing something different. Will the downturn in the economy also affect your core niches? Yes, I think so. I think when you can't buy anything anymore, I don't think you're going to be good. You know what channel, you know what never dies? Cooking. If you're good at cooking, everybody will watch it. You will make money on YouTube. I'm trying to convince a friend of mine to do like the things that they do on camera, not showing their face or anything. They won't do it, but man, I would watch that. So I'm a therapist reacting to toxic coaching and hustle culture. What are your thoughts when it comes to thumbnails? Thumbnails are different. Thumbnails are, YouTube likes thumbnails, don't get me wrong. I've been doing the same thumbnail since day one. I don't think my advice on thumbnails is going to help you because I'm not going to change it. I like what I do for my thumbnails, but I don't think my thumbnails are what draws the channel. I use big, bold, white letters with a red strike, always. Always. And I'm never going to change it. I want you to know that when you see the big, bright, white letters with a red stroke, that's a Dad Challenge Podcast video. I started that from day one and I will never change it. So I think there's something to be said for brand recognition, right? Branding is important. That's why I won't ever change my thumbnail. I won't change my way I do my thumbnails on my videos either. I want you to know that when you see that little icon with Tom, Jeff, and I, the Back to the Future one, that's me. And I want you to know that when you see the white letters, that's me every time. Can you monetize when talking about mental health addiction? Yep, you can do that. I'm pretty sure as long as you're, I mean, it's really weird what YouTube will demonetize and not. So I don't know. Well, welcome, Naomi. In your description of your channel, I don't think, I'm not sure the description does much. I'm actually speaking with somebody soon who knows all about this stuff. I'm actually willing to pay to increase my view counts, obviously. But description always includes my buy me a coffee, buy a t-shirt, here's my address, here's my Instagram, the pertinent links that you always want everybody to have, right? YouTube likes when you do a good title. YouTube likes when you put in tagged videos inside your video, and they like that you put an end video on. The more stuff that you do, like YouTube's algorithm likes it and it gets you more views. What about channels that cover PC gaming and provide commentary? I don't think that's ever going away. Depends on your commentary, right? Again, commentary is not going away. If you're interesting and you present the information in an interesting way, you will succeed. Will I do this full time? I don't think so. And I do sponsorships, yes. I have a management company. Naomi, you can become a member, and if you go to my Patreon, you can see my studio in 3D. Yeah, if I can convince you guys to do one thing, it's not to clickbait your videos. Learn to create interesting titles that are not clickbait. Everybody hates clickbait. It doesn't reward anybody. You might get a few views here and there, you might start it, but it will not continue. Our life is a perfect example of using clickbait and losing people because people don't believe them anymore. Don't use clickbait. It is against YouTube's terms of service. Dog training, huge. Anything with animals, huge. Huge with animals. I was thinking about getting a turtle and just having a video where he eats food. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate that. So you've been in video since 2019. I started in May 2020. So when Micah's crap went down, that's when my channel's been around since forever. But when you look at the spike in my channel, it started May 2020 when Micah's thing went down. Self-care, maybe, yeah. It depends what channel names are always fun, but what is your channel about? I want a tortoise, Kathy. I do. So once you do that, just set up a GoPro and tortoise and watch them eat strawberries. Who doesn't want to watch that? Remember that little monkey on TikTok? Poor guy passed away, but he would get packages from Amazon and open them. That guy made hundreds of thousands of dollars off that monkey. Exploit turtles. Go ahead. It's fine. Whoa, a channel where a girl does her own plastic surgery? Don't do that. That's a good idea. Throw a GoPro in the turtle. Just be careful. Don't I don't know turtles, but just be careful. My daughter wants to make a YouTube channel to be a gamer, but I don't know what to buy her for what she would need. Depends on how old your daughter is. If I can convince you not to let your kids start a YouTube channel, I would prefer that. If they're teenagers, okay. If they want to stay anonymous, even better. But I would wait. I would wait. But honestly, guys, if you should never have to pay someone like Bits of Brie or Love Meg to give you tips. Everything that they learn, and again, they use I think they use Apple Movie Maker or whatever it's called. They don't even know what they're doing. Don't listen to them. And anything that they can teach you for money, you can find on YouTube for free. Okay, if you want to learn how to edit videos, there's 5 million videos on YouTube with every single DVW or DAW that's out there. You just need to watch one because it's really easy. They can't teach you anything you can't get for free on YouTube. Do not give them your money. 24-hour streaming prayer. They probably just set up a channel and go. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. So, Steph, if you want to get the emojis on here, you have to become a YouTube member, unfortunately. Sorry. I have no problem with using animals for money, as long as you're not hurting them or buying them to make money on them. Like, Gus comes over here all the time. I don't make money off him, but I have no problem with like the monkey from TikTok. That monkey had the best life ever, so I don't know. My nighttime skincare routine is, where is it? I don't have it here. I have an eye roller somewhere. Is Premiere Cut Pro? So you're thinking of Final Cut Pro, which is an Apple program. It is not free and it's very expensive. I use Premiere Pro, which is an Adobe program, and it's $29 a month because my wife's a student. So the best place to find out about copyright laws for music textbooks, it all depends on the use of the copyright. So on YouTube, there's a thing called fair use that just basically covers you as long as you're changing the content. And yeah, Burb needs a channel. I'd watch that. Love Meg saying she'd get penalized to show you how to make a YouTube. No, that's a lie. If she wants to use her voice and not show her face, Again, it depends on how old she is. I wouldn't put kids on YouTube. I don't care. There's creepy people that will find them. My son is 16, wants to do gaming videos, not showing his face. Now my 10-year-old wants to do the same. Again, I am against kids being on social media. So I don't do what you're going to do. You're the parent. 16 is not so bad, especially if they're not showing their face. But, I mean, are they just gaming? Because it's going to be really hard to break into that. The best free editing program for audio is Audacity. The best free video one? Oh, I don't even know. I don't know. I've never used a free one. If you go to the Patreon, any tier, you'll be able to see the 3D scan of the studio. Yes, everybody on YouTube, if you have a sponsorship, you have to declare your sponsorship. And there's a little easy button. You just press it. It's really simple. Yeah, I saw that HBO might be doing something. I hope it's not like for family vlogging. I have one dog, Gus, right there sleeping. Hey, Gus. Gus. He's crashed. He's dead. Adobe is superior on Windows PC, like a Windows computer, but Final Cut Pro is made for Apple, and it will run way better on an Apple computer. But let's say, I've got powerful Apples will run anything really well. But again, Final Cut Pro is made for Mac. If you have a Mac and you don't mind using Final Cut, I would use Final Cut. I have some of my children in some videos. Yeah, probably have them in a title here and there. But I don't use my kids to make money. So that's the answer. So yeah, I've got a couple pictures on my Instagram of my kids, stuff like that. I have no problem with that. And I've always said that. I don't have a problem with you posting a picture of your children. What I have a problem with is you using your children for money. A sponsorship can include getting stuff for free. The bigger you get, the more you get. But early in your channels, yeah, you get free stuff for sure. I got free Manscaped products. I gave one of the boys. I got like what's it called? The So Luxury sent me a whole bunch of free stuff. You do get free stuff. It's pretty cool. Premiere Video is a better way to release content. Now, I don't know. I've only ever done premieres. I like it because I like to chat. I do think it helps with engagement. So it could be the reason I did grow a little bit faster, because I always do premieres. Premiere Pro is very slow on MacBooks. Yeah, I agree with that. Final Cut is a one-time payment, which I do like a lot. That's fine. It's interesting stuff. You get sponsorships by growing your channel. So people will reach out to you and they'll say, hey, we like your channel. We want to sponsor you. We want to do an ad read. The bigger you get, the more money you get. So someone like Jess Fam does an ad read for like, what's it called? Meals on Wheels or whatever. I don't know what it's called. And she'll get something like 10 grand for that. No kidding. There you go, Steph. Free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? Is it against copyright laws to read children's books? Yes, it is. You cannot read books on YouTube. It is not fair use. You cannot read books on YouTube. Alert, alert, alert. You can't. If there are videos, thousands of videos of people reading public books out there, like books that are published, I would like to see that. I think you can do it. You can't monetize it. So I'd like to see, Alana, send me that. I'd like to take a look, because that's something I wanted to do early in the channel. I wanted to read that, or fan fiction, which I think you could read fan fiction because people wanted to hear my voice. They wanted me to read books, and I started reading public domain books like Lord of the Flies. It's a lot of work. So I don't think you can read like Harry Potter. You'd get flagged. Anything Disney, flagged. Good introductory camera. I said at the beginning of the video, it's a Dji Pocket 2. I Read the Night Before Christmas because that book is, I didn't monetize it, but that book is public domain. I think there's a certain, I think it's changed. Anything in the past 50 years will never be public domain, but back in the day, old songs, old things like that became public domain at one point. Anybody can do them. Management company for YouTube in Canada, mine's American. They again, when you get to a certain point, people will reach out to you. You will not have to reach out to anybody. They'll find you. I learned that in my band as well. Tattooing is huge. Yeah, anything art related. Can there be a copyright claim if music's playing in the back? Yes. Yes, there can be. DaVinci Resolve is a really good editing program. That's a very good one, Amy. Thank you. Yes. So, Steph, those videos I don't think would be monetized because those artists, like the authors and the publishers, unless they're monetized and the authors and publishers make the money. So on YouTube, if someone flags your stuff, they don't copyright strike you sometimes. A lot of times now they just take your money. So if I do a LeBrant video, their production company tries to take the money, but then I fight it as if it's a copyright strike, and they relinquish every single time. So if you do a cover song or do a book, they'll just take the money you made on the video. You won't get it. Reactions to music videos. I don't know. I've never tried one. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I wouldn't spend hours and hours and hours and hours reading and editing if I wasn't going to get paid for it. That's a lot of time. A lot of time. I might do it on a Patreon, right? If people are going to pay me to be a member, I might do it on Patreon. Management company, I do. If you're big enough to join a management company, I would, because they find you all your ad reads and everything else. But it's got to be reputable. Don't join an MCN. Yeah, I would like to bring, actually, now that Tyson's doing a lot of my editing, I'm going to start bringing back Bible stories of swearing into my Christian videos on the Burnt Out Pastor channel. Yeah, background music, you can't use public, again, I use music from Epidemic Sound or SoundCloud or whatever it's called, or Soundstripe, and I pay to use that music. Yes, they can't turn off the monetization stuff, but they can read it, but they won't make any money. I did not get paid to be in the Peacock documentary. How do you have the confidence to start a channel? As a disabled person, I get nervous. People will make fun of me. Man, we live in a time, like, you might get a couple jackwagons doing something stupid, but for the most part, people are really supportive of everybody, creators specifically. So I'd give it a shot. Don't be afraid that people are going to make fun of you, because you will get made fun of. I get made fun of, okay? But don't let that stop you, because you'll have way more support than you'll have people making fun of you. Don't let that stop you. That's, again, I'm not trying to sound mean. That's dumb. You should be able to do what you want to do. If you feel like being creative, go for it. You will find support, I promise. Patreon or YT memberships, both. Yeah, people talking about mental health. If you're good at it, if you understand it, go for it. Back to the Future posters. I don't know, actually. I should probably make those for sale. I don't know if I can sell them, though. Maybe. Again, K-Sense, it depends on your content. And it depends on your, again, I say this, consistency is key. Intros are quite easy, actually. You want to see it? You want to see the trick? Let me show you. So, you guys are about to get super secret information that I don't tell anybody. Okay. This is called Envato Elements. Okay. What I do is I go to video templates. I type in something like opener. Or opener. Okay. Or let's say, I don't know, let's go lights. Then I select openers and I want it to make sure it's After Effects. No plugins required. Okay. And then, oh, I kind of like, you know, this one's cool. No, I don't like it. There's a lot of Christmas ones, which is stupid. New. Let's go with lightning. See something like this? You look into it, you say, oh, I like it, right? You take this template. Okay, you like this template? I have a subscription to Envato Elements. I will download this. I will put it in After Effects. It's called a template for a reason. The template allows you to change the elements inside of what you see. And I will just change it. That's how I make these things. If I was going to start a channel today, what would I do videos on? I actually have got something in the works. I'm not telling you about it, but it's going to be awesome. So if you guys are wondering how to do intros, again, this stuff's not cheap. The thing is, like, everybody's like, it's easy, but yeah. But I also pay almost $45 a month to use the music I use in my videos. I pay $250 a year to use Envato Elements. I pay my son $40 an hour to edit my videos. So this stuff is not cheap. So to get to the level where I'm at right now, I'm shelling out over $250 a month just to keep right with copyrights and everything else. It is not cheap. So if your hobby is baking, film it. Use templates, and a lot of questions ask me answered searching YouTube tutorials. Exactly. The templates are quite simple. And if you download a template, most of them have a tutorial video attached to them, which means you need After Effects, right? So I have the whole Adobe suite. I pay $30 a month for it. I have everything, Photoshop, everything else. And I've been using Photoshop since before a lot of you were born. So you want to learn how to Photoshop? I am the Photoshop king, master of all. But none of this stuff comes without practice. You're not going to get it right away, and it will take you a long time. So don't get discouraged. YouTube Studio has good music, free music as well. You're right. It's true. If I have a MacBook and want to do only audio, do you suggest using Bluetooth mic or something else? If you're just doing audio only, then get a microphone and plug it into your MacBook and use a DAW like this one here. Use Reaper. Reaper is easy. Okay, so your microphone goes into Reaper, your audio is here, and you can edit the audio. Oh, thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. Is posting the same time as important as putting out content 3 times a week? I do know that time does matter, the when you do it, and I actually don't adhere to my best times. Likely, and mostly because I'm busy, got to pick the kids from the bus stop, whatever, I want to be there for the thing, so I find a time in between either dinner or if we have trampoline or something with the kids, I find a space to put that thing. But you will see in your back-end analytics, YouTube will tell you the best time to upload or to have your premieres. But yeah, consistency. If I were to do consistently 1:30 p.m. EST every day, I would get more views. Canva is perfect for this type of stuff. Making Canva, if you don't know how to use Photoshop, get into Canva. As someone who edits for a mega church, took me 2 years to master editing. Yeah, multicam. It takes you, and you're doing multicam. For what I do, you can master what I do. I taught Tyson about a month and a half ago. I started teaching him, and he's already fast. But he does edit music, and he's been editing music for over 10 years, so he's fast. But it did not take Tyson long to get fast at editing this style of video. Is Instagram like YouTube? Nothing like YouTube. Nope. Is my mic glitching? I don't know. we have a parasocial relationship. I honestly believe that if you want to make a living on social media, the most money you will make, the most, is YouTube. That's still in my opinion. I know you can make a lot of money on Instagram if you have a big following by ads and stuff like that, but Instagram itself won't pay you. YouTube will pay you, and you can get ad reads. So TikTok pays you a little bit, but you get it from your ad reads. So YouTube is still, I think, number one in all the platforms for money. But it is really hard nowadays to grow on YouTube since everybody's on TikTok. YouTube is long format, and it's really hard now because everything's being done already. TikTok, everybody's moving to TikTok because it's so much easier to grow in TikTok. Yeah, Canva is a lifesaver, $10 a month. Yeah, like Canva is super powerful. You don't have to know anything about editing really, and it does most of that stuff for you, drag and drop type of stuff. Really good. I prefer Photoshop because I'm good at it. But if you don't want to do Photoshop, Canva is amazing. John Hort is right. Invest in good gear and do your research before buying gear. Before I buy any piece of equipment, well, now I know what I want because I know. But before I did, I would do tons and tons and tons of research. So when people ask me, what should I buy? I always direct people to the Canon M50 Mark II. If you don't have enough money, look for a used Canon M50. I promise you, that's the camera I would get if I was just starting out. Yeah. Because it does, sorry, this input that's on the side here, that is a mic input. So that's why I use that camera. Just popped on. Glad I caught you. Do you think it helps to build a channel by using TikTok and Instagram to get your name out there? Yeah, and use all the platforms. TikTok will not necessarily... Okay, say, if you grow on TikTok, you won't grow on the other platforms as much, right? I have 100 and something thousand on YouTube, but my Instagram only has 20,000, right? My TikTok only had like 6,000 before Maya's fans mass flagged me and deleted it. Maya think about this. So Maya has 8 million followers on TikTok, but 450,000 on YouTube, which is a lot, by the way. So it doesn't translate every time. Don't you have to pay for AdSense to get more views? No. AdSense pays me. So if I get views and people are watching my advertisements, AdSense pays me. You can pay AdSense as in like an ad campaign to put your stuff out there, and it might get you more views. But I've never done that. I don't think I never would. In my opinion, it depends what you want to do. If you're doing gaming, Twitch probably, YouTube will pay you more. Awesome. Well, thanks, Alana. I appreciate that. If you're shooting videos, buy a video camera, not a photo camera. It will look better and the growing resolution changes. Agree and disagree. So John, like I know you probably go to a church, looks like a mega church. Looks like you got an LED screen there. I use a Sony FS5. So yes, I use a video camera, but it depends, especially for vlogging. A video camera, this is a $5,000 camera, right? So I can use a Sony a6000, or I can use a Sony a7 R3, right? So I have all these cameras will do the same thing. The only differences between these cameras and my film camera is, yes, resolution, but also the DSLRs only film for 30 minutes. So if you are going to do long form podcasting, you're going to have to stop your camera at 30 minutes and re-record, which is why I bought a video camera. But you're looking at thousands of dollars. If someone watches the full ad, do creators get more money? Yes. If you watch up to, I think it's 15 seconds of the ad, I get paid. If people skip the ads, I don't get paid. Do you ever use Lightroom as a photog? I'm a Lightroom Pro. I use Photoshop just because I do. I do a lot of real estate editing because I take video and photo for real estate and drone and 3D. I always use Photoshop. Some people hate me for it. Your mom's a famous film editor? That's pretty cool, Holly. Not gonna lie. For what movie? Wait, so I had over 10,000 subscribers and over 1 million views until I added AdSense. Now I hardly get views or new subscribers. Are you doing consistent content? AdSense should not, if anything, YouTube wants you to make money. So I can't see that being, I don't know. Also, if you have an iPhone 11 or higher, you have a good camera and you have a good microphone. iPhone 11 higher, even 10, amazing microphones. Again, though, if you're farther away, it's going to sound like garbage. The closer you can get to that microphone, and if you have a treated room, like a quiet room with no echo, it'll always be better. Yeah, Sony's can do anything. Again, this DSLR, though, this $5,000 DSLR, can only film for 30 minutes. This $800 M50 can only film for 30 minutes. Now, you can hack these things, but you don't want to do that. Don't do it. You can get paid 9 times more for podcasting than anything else. Yeah, I'm not. No. I'm good with this camera. Is tagging bigger YouTubes a good idea or dirty practice? If you're talking about them, it's not a dirty practice. No, go for it. I think a lot of YouTubers do that. When do you start doing taxes on YouTube? I'm on my dad's pension. I have to watch what I make. Always do your taxes. Pay money on everything you make. Pay your tax on everything you make. What do make in ads if someone has YouTube Premium? You get a cut of the premium. So if someone has premium, they don't get the ad, but you get money from them watching you. So I've done so much research and made a few videos, but I'm shy. I know the info. Maybe you need to do a video on how to do channels. That's cool. And when you're sitting there editing, make sure that you have a grip strengthener because you want to make sure you don't get tennis elbow. Hallie, you missed the whole thing. We've been going for 2 hours. Any more questions? Happy to answer. Again, content over everything is king. Content. Pfft, nerd. I am compiling my story. I promise everybody. I'm talking to some people. I've discovered about 3 or 4 family members and people that I've lived with that I didn't know. So I'm still learning a lot about my childhood. It's quite illuminating. I'm not going to lie. Boyhood is such a good movie. Your mom's amazing then. Tell your mom I have a crush on her. My pleasure, Steph. I mean, I understand YouTubers, the information that I've accumulated over this past year and a half is like, I could easily monetize the information that I have. Gus is a sheepadoodle. I don't watch YouTube channels, but the information that YouTubers get to the point where they get there, that stuff is actually valuable. So I'm not trying to diminish that because I do know that some people do make a good amount of coin on doing that. And I don't want to go for it if you're good at it. And if you want, like, if somebody wants to pay me money, I know that there's a creator that wants me to come out, fly out to them and show them how to do this. I'm going to charge you money for that, right? If I'm coming to you face to face, you're paying me lots of money. Okay. I'm not cheap for any of this stuff, but if it's just advice you're looking for, absolutely. But you can get all this information for free on YouTube. How do you start a podcast? Go to anchor.fm. The end. That's how you start a podcast. Again, if you guys have a successful podcast over anything that's on social media, podcasting pays 9 times more in advertising revenue than anything else on the internet. So if I have a YouTube channel, I have 1 million subscribers, okay, and I do an ad read and I get paid $10,000 for that ad read. If I had a podcast with the same number of hits, I'd get paid $90,000. Podcasting is huge. She did School of Rock? Yes! Live broadcast. I don't have time to watch YouTube channels. Guys, I know everybody thinks that I don't spend time with my kids. Like, I got a lot of haters like, where are your kids? Guys, I spend so much time with my family. I have no time to watch YouTube. None. Zero. I don't watch any YouTube channels. I do my Premiere. So here's my day-to-day, if you're wondering what I do. I'll get back to this one. Here's my day-to-day. Wake up. I either hit my gym, right? Actually, I wake up. We get the kids ready for school. Pack the lunches. Take them to the bus stop. Gus takes his leak. We come back home. I grab a coffee. I take my ADHD meds. I sit down and I will batch record. So tomorrow I will record 4 videos. Okay? It'll take me about 4 hours. I will give those videos to Tyson. He will edit them. I will review those edited videos, render them, then upload them. Then that's it. Then I'm done. So that's Monday. 4 hours of work on Monday. Tuesday, it's my Premiere. Wednesday, it's my Premiere. Thursday, it's my Premiere. Friday, it's my Premiere. That's it. The rest of the time I'm spending hanging out with my family, working on projects. Today I clean the studio. I'm doing laundry because that's what I do in the house. So that's my day-to-day. People think I do this a lot. And, and then I have jobs. Like tomorrow, I am scanning a house for a realtor locally. I do scan, I do the photos, and I do the video. And that's what I'll do. I'll do 3 or 4 of those a week. I will, that's my bread and butter. YouTube's not my bread and butter. I actually have a job. So, okay, I'm going to answer this question. How do you get over being on YouTube? Like, do you feel weird when your friends or spouse watch your videos? No, my friends don't watch my videos. My spouse doesn't watch my videos. So, no. Reactions of reactions are hilarious. Podcasting is a lot of fun, and I'm trying to bring back the audio podcast with Dad Sean's podcast. I just keep getting, again, I don't want to spread myself too thin, but I miss audio podcasting. Yeah, I'll make this available after. So, sorry for how do you live stream and have multiple screens showing? Like if you're gaming and need to show your face. So I'm using StreamYard on this. This does that. Right? So if I want to share the screen, this does it built in. OBS is a program that's free that also does it. OBS it's a layerable thing. You can put as many as you want. So a lot of people use OBS. Do I pay people to do my research for me? Depends. If I'm doing a video that has been researched by someone else, I pay them. Yes. But I don't do a lot of research. My eldest son's father has a podcast and they're famous. Yeah, they make money. I guarantee it. So you recommend a DSLR Canon M50 Mark II and DJI? No, I recommend one of those two. Depending on your budget, right? If you can afford a little bit more, get the 50. If you don't want to spend too much, go ahead and get the DJI. If you want to spend a lot, go ahead and buy a FS5. Real estate photography is tedious and difficult. Maybe it's just me. Real estate photography, video, and drone and everything else is, again, it's just practice makes perfect. I can go and do a house in less than 2 hours. And that gives them 60 photos. It gets you an entire video with drone included and a 3D scan of your home. I'm just fast. Yes, lighting is as important as audio. Always invest in lighting. If you have a room in your home, like with a big window, you're good, right? But be wary of shadows. Shadows are everything. Do you see this light that's hitting my shoulders? Do you see how it's spilling onto my shoulders? That's on purpose. That is me separating myself from the background. I'm the foreground. This is my outline. The light hitting above my head, spilling onto my shiny ass forehead. That is on purpose. Lighting is everything. You said Elevation Productions, best the best. Worship's toxic, but production is industry standard. Yeah, and I said this today on Twitter that I guarantee you, Elevation is next. They're going to crash and burn. That actually might be a pretty funny video. Doing a reaction video, real estate photos and video, that might be pretty funny. Do you have to show your face? Meaning, what do you mean? Yeah, I think one of the things that draws people to this channel is my personality and my faces. Yes, Greenlean, if you look back through this video, which I'll leave available, I link the lights that you should buy. I think it'd be cool if you compiled a list of film terms so we can know what to search for on YouTube. I don't know what you mean. Bethel's way worse than Hillsong. 2 words, grave soaking. I don't think Twitter's dying, but I think Elon Musk might have something to say about that. I posted the dodgiest dog videos and actually got, yeah, people love watching dogs. Absolutely. So Muggle Mama Budget says, I use my iPhone 13 and phone stand with an attached ring light. Does seem, yeah, no, that's, the iPhone 13 is a powerhouse of a film camera. I have an iPhone 13 and I use a program when I do my filming. I can even do real estate if I wanted to. I don't, but I could. And I use Filmic Pro. So if you're going to film on your camera on the iPhone 13 or 12, download a program called Filmic Pro. Okay, it allows you to set frame rates and like colors and everything else. Yeah, I'll do some more filming. I think I will. If I ever had the opportunity to bring Jess on my channel, would you go savage or would you try to be as kind? I would be kind to her because that's what I would do. I would not bring someone on my channel and berate them. I mean, if they want to go toe to toe and call me names, maybe, but no, I would be nice. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm lazy. I don't want to do that. So film terms, geez, if you want to know, I can say some right now. So this, when it's blurry in the background of a film, that's called bokeh, I think, or blur, right? Film blur. So if I'm in the foreground, which is me, that's the background. You see the blurriness, that's bokeh. That's what kind of like film looking things. People make movies. Yeah. The 13 is, I mean, if you have a 13, don't buy another camera. You have a powerhouse camera or 12. What makes me think that some of these mega churches are bad? I was a mega church pastor. I know how the sausage is made. What did I use for the Gabby Petito video montages? I used the what do you call them? The things. Depth of field. John's right. Hey, Sloan. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. The Prince of YouTube has entered the chat. Yeah, so depth of field. So I'm foreground. Depth of field is back there. So you can set your depth using your, what's it called? So your f-stops are a big one. So when I'm doing real estate, I set my f-stops really high. If you want a more blurry background, you set your f-stops really, really, really low, like depending on your lens. See, if you guys go look at Sloan's videos, he's got the Mv7. He's got the Shure Mv7 USB right into his computer. And it sounds amazeballs. If you film on a 13, you can edit. I wouldn't. I'd still use an editing program. Yeah, man. See, here's the thing with Sloan. He actually already had the content. This is why I say content is king. So Sloan didn't have the best audio, right? But it didn't matter. Sloan's content overcame everything. As soon as he increased his levels of audio and video, it actually didn't really matter because content is king. Everybody say it with me. Content's king. So Sloan is interesting. He's got a big heart. He does really good topics. So that's what it is. And then he got better equipment and it just made it even that much better. So Sloan is a perfect example of content is king. That's good. Yeah, money talks. Guys, if you get an opportunity, go to Discovery Plus and watch the Hillsong documentary. My wife and I are watching it right now. Holy poop is all I'm saying. That's what it's at. Everybody subscribe to Sloan. He's amazing. We love him. Aren't you? Sloan, you moved, didn't you? You moved down south or something? Lucky bastard. Verified on YouTube, 100,000 subscribers. And the plaque, which I think should be here soon, actually. Not going to lie. I'm very excited with the plaque. And Sloan, I can't wait till you get your 1 million subscriber plaque. Yeah, I won't work for a church ever again, that's for sure. Mark my words, everybody. I know we're kind of going off into a little tangent over here. Mega churches as a whole, because of what happened with Hillsong this year and what's going to happen, boom. See, Sloan, I'm same. I hired my son. Yeah, I'm going to do an unboxing. I hired my son, Tyson, and he's getting really good. And actually, I think some other creators are going to start hiring Tyson to do their editing because he's really good at it. So if anybody needs an editor, Tyson is actually starting his own business and he's getting really good at it. So Sloan, if you need an editor, like if he's not working out with your new editor, holler at Tyson because obviously he works for me too. So he's a good kid. Anyway, so back to the Hillsong thing. You're going to see mega churches galore fall. In Toronto, there's a church called, what is it? They meet at theaters. The Meeting House, Bruxy Cavey. He was the biggest pastor in Ontario and Canada. He just fell. Cheated on his wife like 3 times. Done. Yeah, so let me know, Sloan, if you need anything. He's cheap too. Well, cheap-ish. Yeah, so I keep... Tyson, wants to buy a home. Like he's 20. He's been with his girlfriend for like 3 years. He's got big plans. He's a smart kid. He's good at investment. He wants to invest in crypto coin and everything else. So Tyson just got a credit card today. He's getting his credit up there. And by the end of the year, Tyson should be able to buy his condo. And he's going to get into real estate. And Tyson's going to do editing. And he's going to be good. He makes music. So Tyson's basically me, only way uglier. And that's what he's doing now. So I'm teaching him how to edit. I'm really proud of him. The average cost for an editor depends on the editor. I charge $200 an hour. Tyson's $40 an hour. Some will do it by video, right? Depends. My videos are easy to edit because I make everything super easy. You just have to drop the 3 files and edit. Some people have way more that you need to do. So some will say it's going to be $150 a video, $200, $500 a video. It depends. Right? I like paying by the hour because my videos are easy to edit. Tyson is a good one. He's a really good kid. He just got back today. He was in Michigan. It's good to have him back. That pastor, he's still doing his thing. I also say our church, I still go there. I do not. We left the state. Again, mega churches you're going to see, here's my thing on mega churches, everybody. If you go to a church because of the pastor, you're worshiping the pastor. If you go to a church because of the music, you're worshiping the music. That is not a reason to go to church. So many of these churches, like Elevation with Stephen Furtick and all these other churches, Meeting House with Bruxy Cavey, Hillsong with the music, they're built on idols. They're built on idols. And again, God is not, don't mess with God. That's what I'm saying. I think we're having a time of reckoning right now. People are waking up to this, and it's like God's not having it anymore. How much do you pay management? Like what do you mean? Yeah, I will talk about Ace Fest. I think I got that video coming up this week. I think we're getting down there. Anybody have any final questions? if you're having issues with Patreon, reach out to them on Twitter. I have a person I reach out to on Patreon and email. I'm not happy with what Patreon has been doing a lot with creators lately. They're canceling people for having different political opinions. And even though I might not share those same political opinions as those people, I do not support when a place like Patreon is starting to shut people down because of dissenting opinions. I'm against that. Maybe we should have a live on mega churches someday, because that'll be really interesting. Steph, if you have an ad blocker, I don't know if you do or not, you can see right below. If you're on an iPhone or if you're on a phone, I don't know. I just don't. You have to go to a browser to do it, maybe. There's a little join button at the bottom. Holly, do you have a channel as well? Is that what's going on? All right, everybody. It has been a pleasure. I hope this has been helpful. Again, if you get to the point where you're ready to edit, holler at me if I've got some time. I'm happy to hop on a Zoom or a FaceTime with you and show you what to do, especially when it comes to EQing your vocals. Really important. But when you get there, holler. And good for you for just wanting to learn and doing stuff. Don't ever let anything get in your way of creating stuff, okay? Go for it. Doesn't matter if it sucks, okay? Try it anyway. You might love it. It can be therapeutic to sit there and just talk too. So, or cleaning, if you love doing something like get a power washer and just power wash shit. People will watch it. That's crazy. So, you guys are amazing, and I hope to see you tomorrow. And before we go, we should probably just watch this one more time. That's cool, Sarah. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. I'm sure I'll do more of these videos. I'll get more in depth, but I appreciate you guys being here and for all the questions. I really do. And I'm going to go finish watching the Hillsong. So I will see you tomorrow.